You know how in 2012 Blizzard decided to extend their set of games and added in their collectible card game, Hearthstone? It quickly got famous among players, plus some really positive reviews from the critics, and even esports competitions. First developed by a smaller team of Blizzard as an experiment, the game was inspired by the physical World of Warcraft's card trading game and nicely reused the assets to create a smooth, enjoyable, but more user-friendly gameplay. And yes, it's also pretty neat in terms of private jokes and Warcrafty references. Hearthstone obviously shares many similarities with other CCGs, like buying card packs to build your deck, planning ahead your strategy from turn to turn, combining minions with direct spells and hero cards, and more. However, it was specifically designed to be played quicker than most CCGs, such as Magic the Gathering, with a system of run timer and no allowed actions from the opponent during your turn, which pushes you to prepare very different strategies. So yeah, Hearthstone is a fun and extremely interesting card game that has us practice many skills. There are lots of things that we could discuss about it, but today I want to focus on one of its core mechanics, the way it contrasts versatility with specialization. Whenever you start to dive really deep in a topic, you eventually have to face some inescapable realities. Most notably, you'll eventually have to admit that you can't learn all about everything. And so this might confront you to two possible mindsets. Either stay versatile and glaze over as many topics as you can, or become an expert in a narrow field and sort of let go of the others. This is of course an oversimplification of a very complex problem, but still lots of education and management theories rely on this idea that some of us prefer to remain generic and dip our toes in several domains, even if it prevents us from ever really knowing all the intricate details, while others would rather lose themselves in one specific topic and keep up to date with its latest R&D and academic papers. In its own way, Hearthstone has us deal with this versatility versus specialization question at two levels. First at a large scale when building your deck and preparing for upcoming sessions, and then at a smaller level during games. At a high level, deck building is a fine-tuning process that requires a lot of practice to get it right. There's a reason the internet is full of forums and blog posts teaching you how to craft the best mage deck or the mysterious paladin murloc deck. Even if you gradually accumulate all the available cards in the game, at the end of the day you'll only be able to bring 30 with you in battle. This means that you have to pick wisely and try to prepare for all situations. Should you fill your deck with powerful high-rank cards, but risk having nothing available during the first turns because you don't have enough mana to use those cards? Or rather choose a bunch of level 1 cards and flood the board with weak minions? There are of course plenty of strategies, but quite often it's a good idea to refrain from going to the extremes. Most of us go for something with a little bit of weak, a little bit of strong, a little bit of crowd control, a little bit of heavy damage, and so on. In other words, the majority of beginner Hearthstone players prefer genericity and hope that a versatile deck will be able to cope with the most situations. More advanced players know enough of the inner mechanics and complex combos to venture into the world of expertise and specialize their deck. At a smaller scale, throughout a game session, you'll also have to choose between the versatile and the more specialized cards in your hand. More often than not, you'll have drawn a few cards from your deck, and you'll have to pick which ones to place this turn. At that moment, lots of factors can come into play, and versatility is definitely a big one. For example, disregarding all the wide variety of types and races and rarities and skills, think of the difference between two basic beast cards with no special power whatsoever, the Bloodfen Raptor and the Duskboar. The first one is quite balanced. It deals 3 damage to its opponent and has 2 health points. This means that it can attack the enemy's minions a fair amount and should last at least 1 or 2 turns. The Duskboar, on the other hand, is more of a heavy charge fairy beast. It will likely deal a lot of damage, but only on a short span of time, because it hasn't got enough health points to last a full fight. Properly assessing the risks and placing the right cards at the right time is key to success, and it requires, among other things, to be able to maintain a balance between the sort of cards that you play and how versatile or specialized they are. No matter how similar they look, there are some more profound mechanics under the hood that will make sure no two cards are really the same. So what if Hearthstone, in all its savvy science, was actually a great example of versatility versus specialization? And please tell me in the comments, am I the only one that just enjoys seeing all these squares pop and flood the arena? In the meantime, if you have other ideas of games that tell us something without us noticing, go ahead and share them in the comments. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and take care.